Finally, Josh Duggar wins all case in court. Jim Bob remains in police custody. It will shock you. In a twist that no one in America's reality television world could have predicted, the Duggar family once again finds itself at the center of controversy, courtroom drama, and emotional turmoil. The latest development, which has sent shockwaves across social media platforms and dominated entertainment news cycles, involves none other than Josh Duggar, the eldest son of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, and his father, the patriarch of the sprawling Arkansas family. After months of speculation, numerous hearings, countless hours of testimony, and a swirl of accusations that seemed destined to end in permanent disgrace, Josh Duggar has emerged victorious in the courtroom. Against all odds and amid overwhelming public skepticism, he has managed to win all the cases stacked against him. Yet, even as Josh walked out of the courthouse as a free man, smiling and holding the hands of his wife Anna, his father Jim Bob Duggar was being led away by police officers into custody, facing his own set of shocking allegations. This stunning reversal of fortune has ignited an uproar across fan communities and critics alike. For years, the Duggar family has been scrutinized by tabloids and news outlets. Once admired as wholesome stars of TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, and later infamous for scandals that nearly destroyed their reputation. Josh, in particular, has been the lightning rod for public criticism, his past misconduct making headlines that lingered like an unhealed scar on the family's legacy. Many thought his most recent legal battles would permanently end whatever chance he had at rehabilitation in the eyes of the public. Instead, his courtroom victory has set the internet ablaze, with hashtags like #JoshWins and #JusticeForDuggar trending across platforms within hours of the verdict. Insiders present at the courthouse described the atmosphere as tense and electric. Supporters of the family gathered outside the courthouse holding signs of prayer and encouragement, while detractors chanted calls for accountability. When the judge finally read out the verdicts declaring Josh acquitted of all charges, a collective gasp swept through the packed courtroom. Josh reportedly hugged his legal team. His wife Anna burst into tears of relief, and several Duggar siblings sitting in the audience cried openly. Yet, as reporters scrambled to document the emotional release, the scene quickly shifted. Police officers entered the courtroom, and to the astonishment of everyone present, moved toward Jim Bob Duggar. Within minutes, the Duggar patriarch was placed in handcuffs and escorted out under police custody. The contrast between Josh's freedom and Jim Bob's arrest could not have been starker, sending journalists into a frenzy and sparking wild speculation about what had just unfolded. The official details regarding Jim Bob's custody remain unclear, but preliminary reports suggest that he may be facing charges related to financial misconduct, potential obstruction of justice, or other legal entanglements that have been brewing beneath the surface for years. Whatever the specifics, the fact that the family patriarch, long seen as the guiding force behind the Duggar household, is now facing legal trouble of his own has left fans reeling. For decades, Jim Bob presented himself as the strong leader of his family, a conservative father dedicated to his faith, politics, and raising 19 children under strict religious principles. To see him in handcuffs, taken away by law enforcement, has shocked even longtime critics who thought they had seen it all when it came to Duggar scandals. Josh's victory in court is being described as miraculous by his supporters. His attorneys argued tirelessly, painting a picture of bias in the investigation, unreliable witnesses, and questionable evidence. In the end, their strategy paid off, convincing the jury to clear him of all charges. Josh himself, in a brief statement outside the courthouse, declared, "I have been through some of the hardest days of my life, but today justice was served. I thank God, my wife, and my family for never giving up on me." His words were met with cheers from a small group of supporters, though just as many boos and shouts of outrage could be heard from the crowd of detractors. Meanwhile, the Duggar siblings are said to be divided over the latest developments. Some, like Joy, Anna, and Jessa, expressed cautious relief at Josh's acquittal, emphasizing forgiveness and second chances. Others, like Jill and Ginger, have remained conspicuously silent, leading fans to speculate about ongoing rifts within the family. Social media has become a battleground, with debates raging between those who see Josh's freedom as a testament to faith and perseverance, and those who believe it represents a miscarriage of justice. The greater shock, however, remains the fate of Bob Duggar. For years, he has managed to maintain a public image of control, even in the face of his family's numerous controversies. To see him under arrest has shattered that image, leaving fans and critics alike questioning what else could be hiding beneath the surface. Already, rumors are swirling. Was Bob involved in covering up past scandals? Did he misuse campaign funds during his foray into politics? Could his arrest be tied to financial improprieties within the family's business ventures? While nothing has been officially confirmed, the speculation has only intensified the media circus surrounding the Duggars. As the news spreads, commentators are quick to point out the irony. Josh Duggar, the family's most scandal-plagued member, walks free, while Bob, the father who built the Duggar empire and often defended his children against criticism, sits behind bars. It is a reversal so dramatic that even longtime observers of the Duggar family admit they are stunned. Television networks, podcasts, and tabloids are already scrambling to book guests, experts, and Duggar insiders to dissect what this means for the family's future. Anna Duggar, Josh's wife, has remained fiercely loyal throughout his trials, and her visible tears of relief at his acquittal only underscored the intensity of the ordeal. Friends close to her say she believes this outcome is an answer to her prayers, and she is ready to rebuild her life with Josh and their children. Bob's wife, Michelle, however, faces a more complex challenge. Witnesses say she appeared shell-shocked as her husband was led away in handcuffs, clutching her Bible tightly and whispering prayers under her breath. Her silence so far has only deepened the mystery surrounding Bob's charges and how the family plans to navigate this latest storm. The Duggar children, many of whom are now married with children of their own, must also grapple with the ripple effects of this news. How do they explain to their children that Grandpa is in custody while Uncle Josh is suddenly free? How do they reconcile the public perception of their family with their private faith and values? These are the questions now haunting a family that once prided itself on presenting an image of unity, purity, and unwavering moral conviction. For fans, this saga feels like a never-ending roller coaster. Just when it seems the Duggar family cannot shock the public any further, another twist arrives. Today, that twist is one of the most dramatic yet. Josh Duggar wins all his cases in court, walks out a free man, while Bob Duggar is taken into custody, his reputation and influence hanging in the balance. The juxtaposition of triumph and disgrace, freedom and captivity, is almost cinematic in its scope, and it is certain to keep the Duggars in the headlines for months, if not years, to come. As one family insider reportedly said, "We always thought Josh would be the one in prison for life. Nobody ever imagined it would be Bob." That sentiment perhaps best captures the shock that has rippled across America with today's developments. What happens next remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the Duggar family story is far